All right, we want to continue our team coverage of this mass shooting in Half Moon Bay. Let's get now to KTVU's Janet Katsuyama, who is joining us now live from one of those two shooting scenes that we spoke about here. Both of these are just being described as farms or nurseries. Janet, tell us exactly where you are.
So, Alex, we're at 501 San Mateo Road, which is also Highway 92, and I'm going to step aside so you can see the scene right here. Now, this is very near Spanish Town, which has a shopping area, but in the back, it's a farming area, there are greenhouses, and you can see that they have gathered a lot of law enforcement officers, investigators. We heard the FBI arrive just a short while ago, and Heather was asking about witnesses. Well, as they were going in, I did hear them mention that they were calling for translators so they could speak to some of the people who were here. This is where we understand 3 people were killed. Now, if you take a look at some video, we have new video tonight of the other shooting scene. That happened on Cabrillo Highway on the 12,000 block at the Rice Trucking and Soil Farm. That is where the initial call came in about 2:22 this afternoon. That was about multiple people shot. When sheriff's deputies got there, they found 4 people dead, and that was that 5th person that we have been hearing about who was injured at that site and then taken to Stanford Hospital. Now, if you look at some of the video that we have from the chopper, Skyfox 2, you can see how broad this area is. They have brought in lights. They had crime scene investigators here, as well as a K9 unit that went through. We did just a short time ago hear from one of the San Mateo County supervisors who was talking about this tragic multiple shooting here. Here is what he had to say.
We grieve tonight for the deceased members of our community. This is a horrific event, one that we would never imagine would occur in San Mateo County. Gun violence in this country is at completely unacceptable levels. It's really hit home tonight. Our hearts are broken. We are deeply grateful for law enforcement for their work this evening. But in the end, there are simply too many guns in this country, and there has to be a change. This is not an acceptable way for modern society to live and conduct its affairs.
And right there, you heard from San Mateo County Board Supervisor David Pine, again talking about this tragic loss of life, 7 people who were killed. Now, back here live at the 501 San Mateo Road location, you can see they keep bringing in more vehicles. There are more investigators who keep coming. In the back, you can see there are some vehicles that are coming down a road which goes back to the area that has the greenhouses, and we understand that there were a number of people who were back there. We also saw some people being allowed to leave about an hour ago. They did not say anything. They didn't want to talk. I asked them if they had any comments, but there was, I think a lot of emotion here. The chaplain arrived, and there is, a lot of work I think that they are still trying to collect evidence here, even though they do, as you heard Zach say, have the suspect in custody. Alex?
Yeah, you can only imagine the trauma that all of the people at that business and the other business went through this afternoon, and what they will experience in the days to come here. Jana, obviously we are still all working to kind of piece together all the dots here. What connection do we know about between your location, the farm or the nursery where you are, and the other location where the other shootings happened?
Well, Alex, I think that's really what they are trying to figure out, and also having the extra resources, not just of San Mateo County Sheriff, but the FBI coming in to try and piece that together. These are very close. If you look on a map, we're only about 7 minutes away from that other location on Cabrillo Highway. So it wasn't a very large distance. This is an area which many people, who've been here know there are farms all throughout this area. So I think that is the key question that they're trying to get to tonight here.
Yeah, and Jana, you mentioned people leaving the scene. I'm just wondering if you get a sense that there were several people who witnessed this, or if this was perhaps an off time there at the nursery, and there weren't as many people as there would be earlier in the day.
Well, it's a little difficult for us to get back there because it is back down a road just behind me where you see all the lights. So that is where we understand there is more of the area where the farm is. We saw probably 4 or 5 people who left. They didn't want to speak. We do know that they called translators here, so that leads me to believe that there are other people here that they are keeping here to talk to about what happened. And then certainly, you know, as indicated with the chaplain arriving, there's a lot of emotion, a lot of grief, and this is such a small community. Some of the people that I talked to who weren't actually at the site but nearby said that they're very worried and they're very concerned about who those victims might have been.
Yeah, and I ask you that question in regards to witnesses because it seems as though sheriff's officials received really important information really quickly. I mean, the sheriff's department had a description of the suspect vehicle. They knew who they were looking for, and then as soon as that sheriff's deputy got sight of the vehicle and a description of the suspect, lined them both up and then made that arrest. So thank you, Jana. I know you're going to be spending the rest of the evening there talking with people there at that shooting scene. Appreciate you talking with us tonight. Now,